Hello everyone and welcome back to Little Norton. This is episode number 11 and as you can see it is the 5th day late summer. But a typical British summer, it's raining and that is rather unfortunate as our canola is now ready to harvest in the main field farm. Very nice. And yep, it is indeed ready to harvest. But unfortunately, due to the rain, we're not going to be able to harvest it just yet. The weather does seem to be easing off later today. So at midday it should stop raining. And then we've got a good window of about 6 hours where it's going to be able to dry out. And hopefully it will reach under 20% moisture, which is what will enable us to harvest it. So there we go, we can see it's at 25% moisture at the moment, so yeah, not harvestable. But what have we got to do this morning? Well, we seeded our alfalfa last time, and we also sold our silage bales at the BGA, which has given us a nice amount of fundage in the bank account. So this morning we really need to go and buy our harvester that's going to conduct our harvesting of the canola and also the field grass once it's ready. The field grass is still a little bit away yet. It is in the last growth stage, but yeah, probably a day or so away from being ready. Just going to leave the John Deere here with the Marston trailer. We're going to need that for some carting later on. Yeah, now it's time to buy our harvester. And I've been looking and researching what would be the best one to go for. Obviously limited by funds as well. But I have spotted a rather nice John Deere harvester. It is the John Deere 7000 and is a nice £55,000 new. But of course we will be buying used, so let's take a look at it. 148 horsepower and has a hopper of 4,800 litres. But there are quite a few options available. It does come cabless by default, but yeah, going to select the features we want. So going to beef it up to 4x4, which gives it some better rear wheels. We'll keep it as a standard. Of course, by used, saving £17,600. Clear windows, which is relevant for the cab. You can select square lights or round lights on the top there. And I think the round lights have a bit more of a classic look to them, so I'm going to get those. Keep the attacher as rigid cutter. Don't need GPS. Keep the engine as it is for now, and cabins. So there's 2 cabins available. There's, oh sorry, 3 cabins available. One that's open, so no sort of windows to shelter, and then there's cabin 1 and cabin 2. And I think that cabin 2 looks the most sort of classic. Cabin 1's sort of a bit more rounded, so yeah, looks a bit more modern, whereas cabin 2 is a bit more boxy, so looks a bit older style. Metal tip, I think we'll go for the rubber tip just so the distinguishable at the end of the auger, and that is it. So £41,450. We will of course have to buy the header as well, so let's go ahead and buy that. So here it is, rather classic looking harvester. The header that's going to go with it is a header specific to this harvester. Now we might be able to upgrade later on, but for now I'm going to have to go with the smallest one based on horsepower and also cost. So we have the 318 Master, which is 9,500. Of course we will be buying used. And it's a 5.5 meter header, so it's going to be quite a long job for us harvesting initially, but yeah, as I say, when we get some more money, we can upgrade the horsepower of the harvester and perhaps look to buy a modded header, which will suit better purpose. Cool, let's buy that. And yeah, the header is too wide for the roads of Little Norton, I'm afraid, so we are going to have to buy a trailer. So there is one that I've picked out as well. Header trailers, and I think it's right at the end. Yep, it is the John Deere 300, so £5,200. Of course, we will buy used, save 1,600. But yeah, looks to be a perfect fit for our header. So let's go ahead and buy that. Cool. So, rather expensive start to our day, but here is our harvester. Let's check it out on the inside. Looks pretty good. We fire it up. Oh yes, got some good engine sounds, and yeah, it does have some nice engine animations and the turning of the rotor there. Cool. So let's get the header picked up, and we will probably get this all serviced back at the farm rather than the shop, so it's just a little bit cheaper. And you might notice that the cruise control says that this harvester can go 21 mile an hour. It can, but only if you get the higher horsepower upgrade. So for now, we've only got the lower one, which means I think the top speed is around 13 mile an hour. But that's going to be okay for us. Not going to be journeying too far. Yep, the header fits on the header trailer quite nicely. And then we can get hitched up here. Cool. And then I don't think there are any beacons on the harvester itself, but there is one on the end of the trailer there, which is pretty handy. Cool. I think I do need to use the vehicle straps just to hold the header down whilst it's on the trailer. When I was testing it, it did roll off. But yeah, here we go. Journey back to the farm in our new harvester. And we'll hopefully be able to see it in action later today if the weather eases and we get enough drying time. Yeah, I'm going to try and negotiate the tight roads of Little Norton and see you back at the farm. Okay, so the rain has eased and we are back at the farm with our new harvester, which I've serviced up, and I've just got it sat here ready with the header on. So once the crop is dried, hopefully later this afternoon, we can get rolling. And I've also put the John Deere in here as well with the trailer, so we can deposit the canola into it. Cool. So next on the list, whilst we wait for the crop to dry, I need somewhere to store crops. And the reason being is, as part of seasons, the price you get for the crops. So we've got canola and field grass that we're going to want to sell at the end of this season. We can see the prices that we can get for them at different times of the year. And canola, if we were to harvest now and sell either today, if we can do that within today's timeline, or tomorrow, we're actually missing out on the highest cost potential for the crop, which looks to be in day 6 of autumn for canola, where it's reaching sort of £1,285 per 1,000 litres. And the same can be said for field grass. Here we go. So yeah, field grass slightly later, where it's at its highest. So day 2 of winter looks to be the best price for it. So yeah, as mentioned, we really need somewhere to store these crops so we can keep them until they're at their optimum sell price. We could sell them now. However, I don't feel the urgency to sell them. We've got the trickle in of money from our placeables, and also there's some other things we're going to look to later as well. But yeah, for now, I think we're good to wait. So there's a problem. Yeah, there's no silo, just our farm buildings and the farmhouse. So we need to buy one, and I've had to have a long look around for a suitable silo that's going to suit multi-fruits. Obviously the basic grain silos don't support extra crops like field grass and rye and triticale and so forth. So yeah, I've had to do some digging and find a suitable mod. And I am actually going to place the silo where this shed is. This shed is very small, quite thin and short, so it doesn't really get used for anything valuable. So I'm actually going to get it removed and bulldozed, which is going to happen right now. There we go. So yeah, had the shed bulldozed, removed, and now we've got a nice space to be able to put our silo. I'll show you which one it is. The Lizard Small Harvesting Silo, which I believe is part of the Small Silo set on ModHub, and it is £50,000 and has a 100,000 litre capacity. And as you can see, it takes all the basic crops plus all of the additional ones like rye, triticale, clover, alfalfa, carrots, onions, but most importantly for us, field grass, which is this one here. So yeah, that's going to enable us to store our canola and our field grass until the optimum sell price. Yep, but £50,000 we don't yet have, but I'm hoping later on this afternoon, as we have to wait for the canola to dry, we are going to have just the right amount. So just going to wait around, and hopefully later this afternoon our canola will be nice and dry. Right, so waited till 6 o'clock. It's a little bit late. So we are able to thresh it now and harvest it. And also our money has trickled over 50,000, so we're now able to place our silo. So let's get that placed. And there we go. Another costly day, but we are able to store our crops. And yeah, this one comes with a guide for where to obviously have your crop dispensed, and a lid here so you can then deposit what you need into the silo. It tucks up quite nicely in this corner, and then leaves a bit of turning space here, which is really, really nice. Cool, but we must get on with our harvesting now. We're losing the light, and we've had to slow down time quite a bit. But if we have a look at the weather, it's actually meant to rain shortly, so we better crack on and make sure we get it done before the rain comes again. Okay, so I'm going to start with a couple of headlands and then hopefully be able to finish all of the rows as necessary. Let's get started. And here we go. The fruits of our labour, harvesting the canola. Now I have disabled the straw me mod, the reason being that canola straw does not have any price on this map. You can't sell it at the barn or the equivalent sell point for any value. It's always been at 0, and that is the same for corn stalks and soybean straw. So yeah, no benefits from the straw me mod on this one. So yeah, canola is just going to be churned up and pushed out the harvester like so. Oh, got 1,000 litres, 20%. Only a small hopper on this harvester, so I'm hoping we're going to make it all the way round before we have to unload. But yeah, I am going to crack on with this harvesting job, and then once we've got a full trailer, we only need to cart just the other side of the hedge into our new silo. So yeah, I will see you when we've made some good progress. Right, so I am now dropping some more canola into the trailer. We've done one trailer load into the silo. And yes, I have done the sort of awkward shaped part of the field to the left hand side. So it leaves us with still the majority of the field to go, but it's mostly rectangular. So that's going to make our lives a little bit easier just for the ups and downs. And yeah, I've got to say, the harvester's doing a fantastic job. Sounds great as well. Particularly like it when the header starts turning. Oh yes. Gives a nice little gargle from the engine, which is particularly characteristic of a older machine. So quite like that. Yeah, we're making some good progress. I say we've probably done about a third of the field. I'm in a fighting battle with the rain that's pending. I'm going to try and harvest as much as I possibly can. I have had to drop the time down to real time just to give me the best possible chance. The weather for the next couple of days looks to have patches of rain as well, so yep, going to have to just utilise the real time. Otherwise we may struggle to harvest our crops at all if we play too quick. Yeah, happy that we've done a good portion. The harvester is working really well. It's got a small hopper, but with the trailer nearby it's not too bad. I think if we were to get a bigger header, how quickly the harvester would fill up would become a problem. So for now, the hopper and the header size are working well together. Just a slow job, but that's fine. We can only do what we can with the money and equipment available based on that money, so just going to have to get on with it. But the silo is just over the other side of the hedge, so no long carting trips, which makes my life a bit easier on the solo gameplay, having to do the harvesting and the carting. I could of course set a helper running whilst I do a little trip to the silo, but it's our first proper harvest, so I want to do the job myself. Maybe in a later harvest we'll get some help from one of the farm hands. Yeah, it looks like these rows are big enough to nearly fill the harvester, which is pretty good. So just under 50% for each row. So we'll probably get up to about 75% at the end of this row. And we can just keep dropping it off into the trailer so we don't get stranded with a full hopper at the other end of the field. I may close the gate just so we can manoeuvre the harvester better if needed. Right, we're reaching 74%, so I was one off on my guess. But yeah, that's pretty good for a row to be able to get 75% nearly on a return trip. I didn't have this from the other side, but the hopper seems to be quite particular about where it wants to drop it. There we go. Right, so I'm going to carry on with this job, hopefully get it done fairly quickly and before the rain hits. If the rain does hit, I'm going to have to wait it out, but I'm hoping we'll be okay. So, after one more gargle, I'll see you in a short while. So annoyingly it has started raining and can no longer harvest. So I'm going to leave the harvester there. The hopper is covered, so yeah, not going to get wet, which is good. Then we need to just take cover. There's no crop in the trailer, so everything else is in the silo, which is quite nice. And yeah, unfortunately we just need to ride out the rain. So let's just take a quick look at the forecast and see when it's going to pass. So should finish at 9 o'clock today, and then overnight it's dry. There's rain in the morning, so we should be able to resume by sort of tomorrow midday. So no other jobs that I can get busy with at the moment. Let's close up the silo and just wait out the old rain. Okay, it is 7 o'clock the next morning, and again I am going to try and beat the rain. Let's get started, and again try to just outrun the rain, which is due at 9 o'clock, so hopefully we can beat it this time. And we are harvesting in the sunrise rather than the sunset. Yeah, quite lucky that the crop obviously got wet last night, but still managed to dry through the night and to the morning. I think it's actually drier now than it was last night. 19% moisture. But yeah, this has been a long harvesting job, and we've now entered into day number 6, which means this is the last day of summer. And tomorrow we're into autumn, so we'll have to check in on our field grass once we finish this. And there we are. We have completed all of the canola harvest, and just in time before the morning's rain comes as well. Just got to empty the hopper into the trailer, and then we can get the header dropped off, and need to find a place to store the harvester and the header. Not got much space left in the main hangar, but I'm sure we will find some space. There we go, last of the canola that we've harvested placed in there. Let's get the header dropped off on the trailer and we can hitch up. Right, so the header can live in here, replacing where the trailer was. The trailer can live outside, as going to get cover for that soon. In fact, might do that today. And then the harvester is probably going to have to go in one of these. I'm thinking I'll move the sprayer next time, and for now I will just put it harvester in front of the Xeria Scout. There we go. It's on top of it there quite nicely. But yeah, what a great job it's done. And it's going to need refueling the next time we use it. And let's get the tractor and the Marston trailer emptied into the silo. See how much we've got. Another 11,540 litres in, which brings our total up to 49,205 litres of canola. Cool. So that's really good. I have just noticed that there's looks to be some literage of other crops, but I think those are in the other silos on other farms which we don't own. So yeah, nothing that we're going to be able to make use of there. And look, the rain has come, so we've just finished in time. Let's put the trailer under cover here for now. I'll have to tidy up the yard and move a few bits around another time. And yeah, we're going to have to get another crop in to this field, which we've just harvested. I'm thinking that we could get in some winter wheat, barley, oat or canola. I'm probably going to go for wheat or barley, as I think next year we're going to see about getting some animals, and we'll probably start off with chickens, which are probably the simplest to cater for. So yeah, we can plant those in early to late autumn, and then they should be harvestable in early summer if they're planted then, which is good. What else can we put in there? Aussie radish, poplar, and then oh, looks like we can do rye, triticale, spelt in here as well. I might try one of those actually in this biggest field, and then once the field grass is harvested, I might put wheat or barley in that, as we're not going to need too much for the chickens. So yeah, we'll just see what happens there. Right, so as it's raining, that's us done for this session. Obviously we will carry on next time, starting from the same day, late summer, day 6, and it's the morning. I better get this covered up so we don't let any rain in. Let's just take a quick look at our field grass. Okay, fantastic. So whilst we've been obviously waiting to harvest field number 9 and waiting for the rain, looks like our field grass is now ready to harvest, which is excellent. I'm going to have to wait again for the rain to subside. So looking at the weather forecast, that looks to be sort of around midday. So yeah. Next session we'll start off with some prep work for our field grass. When we harvest it, it's going to leave a swath of semi-dry horse hay, which I'm going to see if we can ted into full horse hay, which we can then bale and sell. So yeah, lots to do in the next session with our field grass, which will be exciting. Cool, well that's it. I hope you've enjoyed watching. A quick apologies as I was not able to do a Little Norton episode last week. I was abroad on holiday. Whilst I was there, I did actually manage to capture some tractors and some farming in action in Cyprus, which was quite interesting. I'm going to put some of those on my TikTok eventually, so check those out. But as always, a big thank you for any views, likes, subscribes. If you've got any tips, tricks, things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. But I hope to see you next time. Until then, cheers, catch you later, bye bye.